Okay, this tutorial is going to show you how to draw the bracket. Again, we're going to start off with a new part. So I've opened Inventor, create standard, and we're still just doing regular English part. And one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to set my properties and my options and all that before I start drawing. Summary, title is the bracket, subject is EDP, whatever your class period is, your first and last name, Mrs. Baxter, Monroe High School. This is just one of those organizational things that you get used to doing as you start up. Tools, application options. If you want to see the grid, you have to turn it on here. I'm really not going to worry about seeing the grid right now, but if you want to see the grid, that's how you get to it. Colors, again, you can change your colors. Mine is messed up right now, so I'm stuck to the single, so I'm just going to stick it here. That's where you go change your color. So if you like it, that's where it would go. Document settings, sketch. Okay, and let's go make our first 2D sketch. I'm actually going to click this top view here so I can do my drawing. You could do different views, you can change them around, but since I know that normally my top view would go here, I'm going to click on that plane, and I'm simply going to draw a 6x7 rectangle if I look at it. So, darn, I was trying to get that corner. Oh well. See, that would be where my snap to grid would come in. So, I'll show you. I should be able to go to right click and I should be able to pick a snap to grid. There it is. Like I said, should be able to. I should be able to snap to it like that. But I want to change my dimensions here. That's going to become 6. And that one's going to become 7. Zoom all. And see what I mean by sometimes the grid's great, sometimes it's not. So I'm going to go back into my tools. And I'm going to turn it off. And I'm just going to draw. I don't need to have it to be able to draw. It's just one of those that's nice and useful. If I wanted it centered right here perfectly over that, again, you would just pick your move. There we go. That just makes it a little easier for a lot of people. Alright, after I've done that, I need to draw my center point so that I can get my circles, because I want to extrude with those circles already done. Now there's always more than one way of doing it. That's just one way I'm going to show you. So here's my center. Draw me a line. I'm not worried about it being perfect because I'm going to use my constraint tools to tell it to be perfect. Repeat that process for the other end here. Draw me a line. Again, not too terribly worried about it being perfect because I can use the constraint tools to make it nice and perfect. From here to here should be 2. From here to here should be 3. Okay. Next is I'm going to have a circle, and there's 2 of them, that is right at 1.5. And if you'll notice as I'm drawing and I move it out, I can type in the 1.5 so I can get it the exact way. So I don't have to go back and dimension it unless I just feel I need to. Okay, now I'm going to delete these because I no longer needed them. They were just there so that I could make sure that I had my center point in the perfectly correct place. I'm going to finish my sketch. And then I'm going to extrude it 2 inches. And you could do up, down, both ways. Doesn't matter, just pick one. I'll show you. See here, if it's all up from that drawing, it'll be down reference to that drawing. It could go both. I just like to use centered usually, but that doesn't really matter as long as it's drawn. So here's my cube, my first part of it that I've drawn, first part of the bracket. Okay, done. Next, I want to do sketch, and I want to sketch on this front view, that front plane. So I'm going to go back to my create a sketch, 2D sketch on that view. And I'm simply going to draw me a line from here up. I'm going to dimension it because it needs to have a specific dimension. And what is that? It's 8.17. And it needs to have an angle of here to here. 135. Very good. Just pan it over so I can see a little better, and done. And I'm going to draw this purposely off a little bit again because I wanted to show you. See how that forced it to go perfectly perpendicular? Remember, use your constraint tools, they're your friends. I want it to be perfectly perpendicular. This is my main line. I want this one to go perpendicular to it, and it's going to snap it nice and pretty. Perfect. And I'm going to draw this one messed up again just to show you, because then I can go, okay, I want this parallel. So here and here. And see how it lines it up, keeps it nice and pretty and parallel. I can also use my general dimension tools, and I can general dimension. Those are just, there's different ways. If you learn to use your constraint tools and you learn to do different things, it'll be better. All right, now finish the sketch. And now I'm going to extrude this. And I'm going to click on my extrude tool, and I'm going to grab it. And it needs to go 6 inches total. Pay attention to which direction it's going. Notice that that's not going to work for us. So we need to go in reverse, okay? Pay attention to your directions that you're using for your extrude, because that's what messes you up if you're not careful. All right, we're going to do another sketch, 2D sketch on the surface now. And this time, I want to find my center hole, if I remember correctly. Yep. So it's going to be 3, 3, and 2. So I'm going to draw a line from the center here and over, and measure it. It needs to be 3, and if it's been done correctly, from here, cancel. That'll be 3, okay? And it is good. You could also just simply put a point there, and you could draw off that, but just drawing it for now. Okay, and it has a size of a circle of 2.95. Again, you could just draw it and go back and change it. Either is acceptable, doesn't matter as long as you get it done. Now, I'm going to finish the sketch, and I'm going to use the hole tool. Before on this one, we drew what we needed to do and we extruded so it had the holes. Well, now I've drawn a solid surface, and now I want a hole in the middle. So I'm going to go to my hole tool. I'm going to tell it what's the size of the diameter. It's going to pick the center point here. And then I have to tell it, do I want it to go a specific distance? Do I want it to go through all? Do I want it to go to a different plane? There's different options we can pick. But for right now, let's just do it through all. Perfect. Spin it so you can see. See, we have null. All right, next we need our curves here. We need the fillets. While I'm staying here in 3D, I'm going to go to the fillet tool, and I'm going to make it a 3. And then I'm going to grab this edge and this edge. And that will give me my perfect fillet. See? And you can go in and you can change your materials if you want to go play, because a lot of people do like to go play with the different materials. Remember, there's default, and you can change it to expanded metal. Well, I don't know why you'd want to use that, but it's just an example. Let's do, oh no. Ugh. And so that's what you have to kind of look at. You know, like, oh, that works for me. That's fine. Now, let's do a save as. Make sure you're saving it to your folder. Goes to my computer, your U drive, your Inventor folder, and we're going to save it as bracket. Next, I'm going to go open my title block that I downloaded off the website. Where are you at? There we go. And I'm going to place the base view, so I'm going to go to base. And it's active, so it'll be there. But if it wasn't there, I could browse for it, and I could go find it by clicking here. I could go browse and go find the folder I wanted to use. The scale in this case, I want to use 1:4 because I want you to see 1:1 is just way too large. So if I do that 1:4 scale at 1:4, there we go. Project it up. That is what's called a projected auxiliary view, so we could use that one instead of our right side view. But let's go, there we go. And create. I'll double click on this view to make it nice and shaded like the real thing. And now I'm going to annotate. Remember, you're going to annotate function, and you just go in here and you start selecting. And you're going to make it look as much like the example given as you can. To add those at the end, there you go. and you just keep going. If you find that you need to change something down here, like right now the Maltese cross and scale needs to be changed, remember right click, okay, right click, edit definition. I can go in and change it right here just by double clicking on it. See, there's bracket. Scale is a 1 to 4. Finish sketch, say yes. There you go. And then you would need to save this also in your folder, save as. This particular time it would be bracket title block. And then you're going to want to go in, pardon me, export, PDF, save the PDF to your file, and then upload that for grading to Moodle. Congratulations, you just completed the bracket.